This is a story about how my friend slept with the guy I was kind of seeing in my house. I don't even know where to start with this. First of all, I always have fake names. We're going to call her Piggy because she was a pig. I'd known this guy. This guy, who I'm going to call Flaccid for obvious reasons, he lived next door to me, kind of. It's a whole thing. We'll start with Piggy. So I'd known Piggy since primary school. I should have stopped being friends with Piggy. I just can't take it seriously. I should have stopped being friends with Piggy when I was 16. Because me and her, we were like on and off friends for like 10 years. From the age of 6 to 16, we were on and off friends. When I became pregnant, she completely abandoned me. There was no argument, none of that. She just stopped talking to me. And as soon as I had my baby, she was like, oh my God, she's so cute. We need to catch up. I want to meet her. I'm the godmom. I should have just said no. Because this girl was dangerously toxic. The most toxic person you could ever meet. So Piggy was toxic for many reasons. Now, one of the things she used to do, and this is relevant to the story, I don't like to look shame anyone because beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but she was a pig. I'm sorry. She was the type of person, two things. In order to make herself feel better, she would try to bring other people down. She would constantly try to dim my light because she wasn't happy with her own. What she also used to do was sleep around. Now, there's two types of people who sleep around. There are the ones that do it because they genuinely enjoy it. They feel sexy, they feel confident, they feel empowered, they enjoy it. Then there are the ones that sleep around because they have low self-esteem. That was the category Piggy was in. I would try for years to boost her up, but to be honest, she didn't deserve it. Anyway, so she used to go to these orgies, right? She used to go... And she would be she'd be the only girl, right? She'd go to like these parties and sleep with like 10 people. Now listen, I'm not judging your lifestyle choices. If you want to do that without a condom, that's your business. But I don't want to hear about it the next day. She said one time she called me a bad friend because she was trying to tell me about this that she'd been on and I didn't want to hear it. I didn't care. I don't want to hear that kind of stuff. Anyway, now I got my own place when I was 17. I left foster care, got moved into my own flat. But I would visit my mum a lot. She didn't live far away from me. And me and my mum, while I was pregnant and after I gave birth, we'd really started to build on our relationship. So I was always at my mum's. Living next door to my mum was this guy, Flaccid. So I'd grown up, so I'd already knew him. So I'd lived with my mum. Before I was in foster care, I lived with my mum. And so, yeah, next door to my mum was this woman... And she had 2 kids and one of them was Flaccid. And to get to my mum's house, you'd have to walk past their house, like along the balcony. So because I was visiting my mum so much when I was 18, me and him used to bump into each other a bit and we'd always talk. And we ended up exchanging numbers. Now, I had a bit of a crush on him. I don't know why. Looking back, it's horrific. It's embarrassing. But I really had a crush on him. So anyway, we were texting back and forth. Not like loads and loads, but, you know, we'd have conversations and... I was 18 and very, you know, every time I'd see his name pop up on my phone, I'd be smiling and all that. One day, me and Piggy are at my... God, every time I say Piggy, I laugh. One day, me and Piggy were at my house. And me and Flaccid are texting and we arrange it that he will come over. And I'm really excited because I'm 18 and I have a crush. And I'm stupid. Piggy is then like, oh, well, can he bring a friend that I can be with since you'll be with him? So I was like, fine. Because I know, you know, she's a... I've got to bring a friend for her. So I text Flaccid and I'm like, you know, I've got my friend here. Can you bring your friend here so that she's not like third wheeling? So the 2 guys, they come over, Flaccid and the other guy who I'm just going to call Greg. So they come over. We're just having a few drinks and we're chilling and it's all right. I'm not even drunk, but I'm quite tipsy. I'm like tipsy verging on drunk. Anyway, me and Flaccid go into my room. I leave Greg and Piggy to do their thing in the front room. I have like a no in my house rule now, but when I was 18, it was like, well, so me and Flaccid are in my room. I'm sure you can guess what happens based on his nickname. He couldn't get up properly. TMI, we're going to go into it. He couldn't get up. So I'm just there. Like, my first thought is, am I ugly? Am I so ugly that you can't get up? But then part of me, I'm not in an arrogant way, but I looked good that day. No one's ever done this before. Us girls, we've all had issues with guys who, you know, finish too quick, but not being able to get started, I'd never experienced that. And it really messed my head up. I was like, oh my God, I'm ugly. It must be it. I'm just ugly. Here's the thing, because you know how this story ends. I said at the beginning. So he's like, oh, maybe I should take a Viagra. I don't know why he had Viagra or if it was Greg. I don't know why either of them would have Viagra. But I instantly got the ick. As soon as he said that, I was like, no. Like, if you can... Like, no. I need a man. And I get there's this whole performance anxiety, because that's what he was saying. He was like, it's because I'm nervous. It's because I'm nervous. And I was just like... In hindsight, maybe that was true, because I've spoken to guys, like male friends, about this now. But at the time, I was just thinking, no, I must be so ugly. I must be butters. As soon as he said the Viagra thing, I got the ick, and I was just like, nah, it's the end of the night. I'm going to bed. Like, I'm not... I need to sleep with someone whose works. So he goes off back to the living room where Piggy and Thingy are doing their thing. I get into bed, and I don't even know how long later it is, but I'm like half asleep, and my bedroom door opens. And I feel someone get in my bed, and I turn. It's Greg. It's the other guy. The other guy who I'd barely spoken to climbed in my bed. So instantly, I'm like, what the f*** are you doing? You can't just get in my bed. And I started to climb out of my bed. And he was like, no, let them do their thing. I instantly know what that means. I know that Piggy and blah, blah, blah are doing it in my living room. He popped the Viagra, by the way. I will say that. That's probably how he got it up for Piggy. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but I want to put a picture up so bad. I might do it. No, I can't do it. I have a rule. When I started telling story times, I told myself I would never put up pictures of other people, and I would never say real names. Some people might be saying, well, her personality was so great. Nope. I go into the living room, right, and I'm ready to confront them, right, because you can't do that. You don't do that in my house. I go into the living room and they're not near each other, but I could hear it. You know when you can hear movement? I'd heard movement. I knew they could hear me coming, and they've broken apart. I'm fully prepared to start shaming them, and then I stop myself, because I think, do you know what? This guy, at the end of the day, I don't ever have to see him again. This guy, I had a bit of a crush on him, but I'll get over that. But this person I've been calling my friend, I'm not going to say shit. I'm going to let it happen. I'm going to go back to my bedroom. I'm going to kick this stupid Greg out of my bed. I'm going to wait until tomorrow and then ask her what happened. If I could go back in time, I would have just kicked them out. But I was like, no. I want to see if my friend lies to me, because I know damn well what's happening. I know exactly what's happening. Maybe 15, 20 minutes later, I hear them all leave. They might have said goodbye to me. I can't remember, but I hear them all leave. The next day, as a test, I ring Piggy and I'm like, did you sleep with him? And straight away she was like, no, I'd never do that. And I said, well, he told me you did. Which he hadn't. I didn't even bother confronting him on it, because I just didn't give enough of a The minute he couldn't get up properly, the minute he starts talking about Viagra, the minute he goes and sleeps with my friend in my living room, like, I don't give a shit about you anymore. But me and my friend, we had history. And I just said, well, he told me you did. Suddenly she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Right, and she tells me what happens. Like, they started in my living room or whatever, and then went back to his. So they went back to where my mum lives. Remember, this motherfucker lived next door to my mum. So I'm like, okay, cool. Bye, and I just hung up on her. The funniest thing though, well, it's not actually that funny, but I ended up confronting him like a year after it all happened. I was just really drunk. I was scrolling through my phone to text my mate, and then I saw his name there. I still had his number. So I just texted him calling him a c***. And he replied like, what? And I was like, I know you slept with my friend. You c***. Imagine his reply, the disrespect of this reply. He said, it's not like we were boyfriend and girlfriend. Yeah, I knew that. He was right, as in, no, we weren't going out. And it's not like me and him ever said, you can't sleep with somebody else. I don't think he understood that him sleeping with somebody else wasn't the problem. It was someone I knew, who I was actually friends with. Imagine if me and her, so like I said, we've been on and off for 10 years, but imagine if we were like that. Like, imagine if she was my best friend in the whole world. You've just broken up a friendship, and so has she. She's just as accountable, and if anything, I kind of saw what she did as worse, because she was my friend. That's what I don't think he understood. It's not that you slept with someone else, it's that you slept with my friend in my house. You're dirty, sickening, desperate. Do you know what? I'm putting a picture of her up. I will never do it again, but listen, I'm doing it. This was a bad person. She was I could tell you stories for days. Bad person. And if she sees this, well, she knows what she did. Drama!